Is that up? So we have to plug in something that will show that
I
up?
plugged you in.
You did?
You ready now?
Yeah. Is that up? So we have to plug in something that will show that
I
up?
plugged you in.
You did?
You ready now?
Yeah. Is that up?
Hello? Hello?
So we
Hello?
have to plug in
I'm sorry.
something that will show that
Oh.
up? You did?
Ready now?
Yeah.
Oh.
Is that up?
Hello? Hello?
So we
Hello?
have to plug in
I'm sorry.
something that will show that
Oh.
up? You did?
Ready now?
Yeah.
Oh.
Is that up?
Hello? Hello?
So we
Hello?
have to plug in
I'm
something
sorry.
that will show that up?
Oh.
You did?
Ready now?
Yeah.
Oh.
Is that up?
Hello? Hello?
So we
Hello?
have
Hello?
to plug
Hello?
in
I'm
something
sorry.
that will show that up?
Oh.
You did?
Ready now?
Yeah.
Hello?
Is that up?
Hello? Test, test,
So
test.
we
Hello?
have to plug in something that will show that up?
Oh.
You did? Yeah.
Hello?
Is that up?
Hello? Test, test,
So
test.
we
Hello?
have to plug in
That's
something that
good.
will show
Wow.
that up?
Oh.
You did? Yeah.
Yeah. Hello?
Is that up?
Hello? Test, test,
So
test.
we
Hello?
have to plug in
That's
something that
good.
will show
Wow.
that up? You did? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we're doing broadcasting the meetings live now. Hello?
Is that up?
Hello? 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 Test, test, test.
So we
Hello?
have to plug in
That's
something that
gotcha.
will show
Wow.
that up? You did? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we're doing broadcasting the meetings live now. Hello?
Is that up?
Hello? 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 Test, test, test.
So we
Hello?
have to plug in
That's
something that
gotcha.
will show
Wow.
that up? You did?
Yeah. Yeah, we're doing broadcasting the meetings live now. Hello?
Is that up?
Hello? 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 Test, test, test.
So we
Hello?
have to plug in
That's
something that
gotcha.
will show
Wow.
that up? You did?
Yeah. Yeah, we're doing broadcasting the meetings live now. Hello?
Is that up?
Hello? 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 Test, test, test.
So we
Hello?
have to plug in
That's
something that
gotcha.
will show
Wow.
that up? You did?
Yeah. Yeah, we're doing broadcasting the meetings live now. Hello?
Is that up?
Hello? Hello?
No, no, this means my song. Yeah. Because you didn't say the name, so I was just like, yeah. I like the name too. The name is written too. Yeah, I was remember it. You sorry, you started to. That's exactly what you said. She said,
Oh, no, not for hard. I would, okay, so where we're at, if we had just lived on your side of the street, would have been for Harder. If we had lived on this side of Barlow, would have been Blanford. Well, it's on Fajardo. It's now the green private school or something. Yeah, they don't call it Fajardo Park anymore. Okay, so Fajardo Park, when I was little, when mom and dad first started Little League, there actually used to be a riding ring there where the park part of it is now. So they built uh, the baseball field and the snack shack, and then they had a riding ring, and it had a like 2.5 story
Hello? Hello? Hello?
television
Test, test, test.
in the middle of the riding ring to judge. It was strictly what's called gymkata, which is like dressage and stepping and stuff like that. Um, but that's what it was originally. There was gymkata, and then they moved to Rowland Elementary. But when I was little, and when they built the first park at Fajardo, I mean, talk about death traps. You know, it had the metal slides, Fajardo Park, well, and they had metal slides, and they had the rocket that, you know, everybody was trying to climb up and down, and you used to climb every part. And climbed up on the outside of it, you know, and the spinning death trap thing. And you got it going so fast, and then you tried to grab onto it and get on it while it was spinning. No, they didn't. Yeah. Well, there used to be no fence around the cemetery. Yeah, yeah. And the oh hey, the rodeo's here.
How are you doing? Hey,
Um, yeah,
just doing
okay, where the corner of
He's what?
Batson and
Oh, he told you?
okay,
I can't believe what you two are doing. There was scenery
okay,
there, and
that
these two
used to
guys
be
would jump into
the one and
the
only
scenery
Green House.
and get their picture.
And possibly
Oh, yeah.
before they built the mall. And a bunch of us that were cheerleaders together. And we went and my sister was in it. And we went to go see a movie at Big House Valley. And it was my Living Dead.
I'm like, yeah, I put him on there.
And
Unless he needs to go earlier.
walking home and my sister instead of putting up Batson.
Okay, yes, I will see how far we get for our presentation about depending on
You know, she's hearing this shit. Look, the tombstone names are changing, you know, like, I don't know, 6, 7 years old. And ran home, Dad! She got beat up for that one. Yeah. And then one night, before we added on to the house, Jeannie and I shared a room on the in 2 twin beds. And there was a big lightning and thunderstorm. So we're sitting up looking out the window. And we see somebody walking on the street. She's like, no, right? And Jeannie's like, what's what? And we dug that. This kind of stuff. And then, and the guy timed it just perfect. I don't know how he did it, but lightning struck. He jumped up from in front of the window, screaming. Well, here comes my dad and Mike, and they each got their rifles. My dad's got a 30-30, my brother got a 20-20, and go chasing after him. We got years later that it was actually his boyfriend and my sister who did it, and she's like, oh, is that my uncle? He goes, your dad chased me with a fucking rifle.
I'm sorry, these are we're from one part.
Hey, I like it. Yes, that's an old commercial.
We're going to be starting in a few minutes, but if you haven't signed in, if you could please sign in, because I know we got the sign-in sheets a little late, and some of you are already here. So if you haven't signed in, please do so before you leave.
Well, now there is. No, we're a little bit early. Okay, I just got information too. Talking to her about, and about the whole thing. And apparently, it's only in three states. Unless somebody step on the table. I interface it. I look at things. I go to court because charges. And I'm like, why did the officer tell us that? Exactly. And I said, you are more than willing to do that. Yeah. And so she goes, okay, that's.
Do they have to push anything?
No, it's on.
I thought I was a victim. Yeah. And it wasn't one, it was quite a few. Okay. Here, give me your stuff. Yes, we're holding the lid. We're holding the lid.
We're gonna sit.
Okay, good evening, everybody. We're going to go ahead and get started. Everybody can take their seat if they're going to have a seat. We'll start with the flag salute, as we always do, so if you could please stand. Face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everybody. We will begin. Introduce myself. We have some new faces out there that I haven't seen before, so we will introduce our board. My name is Yvette Rommel, and I am the president of the Rowland Heights Community Coordinating Council. I have my first vice president in charge of programs, Brandon Macias, is right here. I have my second vice president in charge of membership, Maria Kramer. I have my third vice president in charge of community improvement, Kim De La Pez. My recording secretary is Denise Jackman. My corresponding secretary is Cindy Edwards. Our treasurer, Linda Koo, is not here right now. And our historian is Charles Rivera. Is he here? No? Not yet. Okay. We will begin. Welcome, everybody. We have some youngsters here, if you're wondering why they're here. These are Buckboard Day Parade winners. So they'll be getting their awards later on this evening, but we welcome you. And so let's begin. We'll start with LA County Sheriffs and Deputy Claudia Maldonado.
Good evening, everybody. So for our stats for the month of September, we had one murder, and I will talk to you guys about that. One carjacking, two robberies, 3 assault with a deadly weapon, 5 domestic violence incidents, 6 residential burglaries, 26 vehicle burglaries, 11 business burglaries, 7 grand theft of property, 7 grand theft of commercial, 4 catalytic converters were stolen, 9 odds arrests, and 12 stolen vehicles. So our murder on Colima that happened on September 27th. It was on Colima and Jellic at the bus stop. It's an ongoing investigation with homicide, but it was an isolated incident. So these two individuals had verbal confrontations and physical altercations prior to this incident, and the suspect was apprehended at the bus stop. He got on the bus and he was apprehended at the next bus stop. And like I said, it's an ongoing investigation for homicide, but I just wanted to give you a little bit of information on it since I'm sure there was some questions in regards to that. Our department sex trafficking unit has been doing operations regarding possible brothels and prostitution in our area, and these operations are based off of Crime Stoppers. So if you have any incidents that you think are going on in your neighborhood, please report them on Crime Stoppers, because once we get them, we flag them over to whatever unit needs to be notified. Another operation that happened was ABC, the California Department of Alcoholic Beverage Control. They conducted a few operations at the Pearl Plaza off of Davenport, and that was for underage drinking. And again, that was brought on by Crime Stopper tips. On October 6th, Ms. Celeste Rivas Hernandez, the young lady that was found in the Tesla, I don't know if everybody was aware of that, she was buried at our Queen of Heaven Cemetery. So if you passed by there on that date and there was a lot of news cameras, it was because she was laid to rest there. And you will probably get more news media once the person responsible is apprehended. You'll probably see news media there. Tomorrow there will be a meeting in the Rowland Heights Community Christian Church. That's 19309 Colima. And that's an open house community information session focusing on encampment resolutions. So our host team will be there, and that will be held from 6 to 8 p.m. Just to talk about encampments in Rowland Heights. We also have a haunted jail that will be October 30th. The Walnut Sheriff Station is opening their jail up to children. So if you want to bring your family, it will be October 30th, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. And that's 21695 East Valley. So we take our prisoners, they get transferred somewhere else, and we open up the jail. We decorate it for little ones and for older kids. And we have a Deputy Barnes, who is our school resource officer. She went to electric bike school, so she'll be able to come and talk to everybody if you have concerns regarding the electric bikes that are everywhere. We're partnering up to see when she could come and give you guys information based on that, since she's the one that went to school in regards to that. Do we have any questions? Yes, ma'am? Yes, ma'am.
And what was the name of the church?
It is called the Rowland Heights Community Christian Church.
Okay, and you said 6
6 to 8
tomorrow.
Yes.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Yes, ma'am.
Yes, we need sheriff's departments to.
Hold on to this while you talk.
Oh, thank you. We need sheriff's department, when we call out for incidents, to be a little bit more informative to us. We had an issue. We were not given enough information, and now we have just been given more information. So really, the deputies, when they come out, they need to communicate to us a little bit better of what we can do to the next steps to get things resolved or take them to that next step.
Okay, so every time we have a call for service, we have to clear that call with who we spoke to, what we did, to whatever have the right to call the station and ask them, what was the resolution on this?
Well, we did. We followed up today, and because all it was an incident report rather than an actual report, it took over 15 minutes to even find it in the system, and there was no resolution.
You have to have the date that the incident, the call was made for service, the time it was made for service, and your address, obviously. And they have to, yes, they do have to search it on the database of all the calls that we're getting throughout the week. So I could see how that would take a while. If you give them the date and time and maybe the address that you called for, it'll be narrow it down to specific calls.
Well, when we called, we gave them the incident report or what was written, and they couldn't find it because it's not a report number, it's only an incident. If the deputy who had come out said, this is what this is, and to follow up on this, you need to do this, we would have already done it. We now plan on following up on it and taking it to the next level because it was indecent exposure.
Okay, I'll pass that on to the line staff. I mean, that's pretty much all I can do, let them know that they need to get more information to whatever calls they're attending to. Anybody else? Yes, ma'am.
I had emailed, I think it was you that I emailed regarding setting up a neighborhood watch meeting.
Yes.
And I don't know if it would be appropriate to maybe have, if there's enough information to share, to maybe have a actual second Monday of the month meeting just on how to set up a neighborhood watch group as opposed to having you meet individually or speak to people individually. I don't know if that would be a possibility, but I also never received a response back from my email, so I don't know what I should do to be more proactive in getting that done.
So it's pretty much you did what you're supposed to do. You emailed either me or Denver, but we talked to you individually because we need to set up where the meeting is going to be. And if, let's say we were to have it here, people from your neighborhood specifically may not come here, but they will go to your neighbor's house. We set up in front of the parking or on the grass or even inside, and they'll be more tempted to go there rather than to come here. There's a lot of people that don't drive, so they won't come here, but they will walk to your house. That's why we kind of do it on an individual basis rather than doing it somewhere like here. And plus, we need time because it's a big presentation for a neighborhood watch. It's not just 15 minutes. We usually do like an hour to an hour and a half.
Okay.
And so we need like more time and a place where only your neighbors. So we get maybe like 3 blocks radius, and we flyer it, and then we do it at whoever's house is going to be available.
Okay.
So if you're willing to do it at your house, or do you?
So?
Okay. Okay, well, I'll talk to you in the back.
Okay, that sounds great.
I want to make sure to get your business card with your email address because we're also interested in having a formal neighborhood watch. We have an informal one now, but we want a formal one.
So instead of like just not knowing who to call, I know the parking enforcement will be out here, so we'll ask those questions, but who do we call like when we know there's multiple people in a house that should not, I mean, when there's 15 people in one house, there's going to be 15 cars. I know everybody here has probably had issues with the parking, the Airbnb, not even the Airbnb, but the rentals, that they make it into a duplex or triplex. We have 2 houses next door that are triplex. They're starting to seep into our area. These are our neighbors here, and it's getting to, we're trying to protect our neighborhood. We're trying to keep it clean. It's getting pretty bad. So we don't know who, to call when we know, okay, there's 15 people in this one house.
I mean, so what you guys do is usually you call or email me or Deputy Denver, and then from there we send it out to the resources that would be able to talk to those people. Because obviously that's not what we do.
Right.
But we do have people we communicate with.
Okay.
We'll talk to them about whatever they're building, the building codes and all that.
That is the building codes, yes.
You have to remember that the way they work is very different than how we work.
Okay.
So they'll go and they'll knock, and if nobody answers or nobody wants to let them in, they don't go in.
Right.
Then they go towards the electricity, towards Edison.
Right.
see how much electricity they're using. Then they go towards water. So they have different resources
To find
different
out.
arms to
Okay.
figure out what's going on there. But what we need is a paper trail. So as soon as you email either Deputy Denver or myself,
Okay.
we then forward those emails to those resources, and that's how things get started. But you have to be a pest with
Oh, yeah, because it's starting.
with those.
Yes, we're and all of us that we all live, like I said, we all have our, we are, but it's getting pretty bad.
It is. I know that they were they had something going on with Airbnb.
Going all over the place.
Yes.
They passed something, but then they lifted it.
Yes.
They lifted it. So I know there was an ordinance that had passed, but then they said that they needed to give those people that were at the time not housed time to house themselves in an Airbnb. So it's a little bit of, it's a little bit of, it's work. But like I said, if you email us the address of what you're concerned about, then we start sending it to different places.
Know what we need to do.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I'll be in the back. I'll be in the back if anybody has any more questions. Thank you, guys. Okay, we're going to get another mic because this one is not working. Now, this little gadget is so that people who are watching live can hear us. And what's happening is they were hearing all of you because you had this, but they weren't hearing Claudia. So we're going to leave this one right here until we get another mic. So if you could just kind of speak a little bit louder. Did you have a question for Claudia? Yeah, I'm going to bring them up next, and then maybe you can ask them. Is it a question for them? We're going to bring up parking enforcement, which is Gregory Hayes and Catherine. I guess Catherine is here.
Gregory's running a little late.
Okay. So if you can just kind of hold this up. Okay. It's not going to really project to them, but the people on the video will be hearing.
Okay. Okay, good evening, everyone. So my name is Catherine Vance. I'm actually one of the managers at Parking Enforcement. I manage 8 out of the 16 stations, okay? Walnut Station being one of them. Citation stats for the month, we had 687 total. The highest count came from street sweeping, which was 445. We are officially now 24/7. We have 3 shifts now, AM, PMs, earlies, which is days, midday, and then early mornings is what people know as graveyard. Okay, the graveyard team, that does graveyard, they're actually a county-wide team. So it's not just specifically to Walnut Station. They go as far north as Lancaster and as far south as Marina Del Rey, South Bay area. Okay. So I have a few things that I left up at the front. One of them is, I know that we've been talking about it, the AB 413, which is that daylighting law. So what we've been issuing right now was just warnings to let people know. It actually had already gone into effect, and this is a state mandated, okay, assembly bill. So this is now effective November 1st. We will now be giving tickets, which will be $63 each ticket, okay? So I'll have some flyers up at the front, okay? I also brought in some pamphlets. This is informational pamphlets. So this has all telephone numbers, email addresses to parking enforcement for all of our stations, okay? If you have an ongoing issue regarding parking, you can send us an email. If you have an emergent issue, blocked driveway, fire hydrant issue, then you call the station. Because if you send out an email because they're blocking your driveway, chances are we're probably not going to see it, because the people that are reviewing these emails are our supervising parking control officers, and they're actually out in the field.
Sorry, my battery died in the mic.
Okay.
Apologies.
Okay. So this is just like an informational type of pamphlet. I also brought these in too. If you get a parking citation, this pretty much gives all the information on how to pay for the citation. I brought some flyers regarding the non-conforming vehicle ordinance. This is what Public Works is working on in regards to the RV issue, okay? So this has all that information regarding that. They're still working on it. From what I understand, this ordinance is still being reviewed by county council, okay? So that's where we're at with that. I don't know if this area has a lot of issues with like sidewalk vending and so forth, but if you do, here's a flyer and explains all that information in regards to violation fees and so forth. And the department that deals with this is the Department of Economic Opportunity, okay? And then there's another one that I just brought too. It's just information on like street signs and so forth, okay? So, and that's all there in case you need anything. So do we have any questions at all?
We'll go to you because.
Hi, it's my first time here. I don't know if I need to say my name or. Welcome. Thank you. My name is Alex, and I wanted to bring up a growing concern around the Rowland Heights High School, where there's been, I guess they're renting out the school grounds for some kind of kid football, soccer, baseball. They have different teams of different kinds, and I don't know if they rent out the parking lot as well. Is this like on weekends? Every day, and it's more like weekdays. So what is it? Are these school events, or are they like? It's not school events. It's other organizations that run little kiddie.
Well, you know what? Maybe we can ask.
I'm sorry.
Maybe he's with the school board.
I'm Kerry Chen, the Rowland Unified School District
Yes.
Association of one member. So, what is your concern again?
Okay, the concern is that parents, I guess, that come and drop off, or not drop off, but come with their kids, they're parking in all the streets adjacent to the back of the school, taking up spaces. They make us, the residents, go far away, or even, sometimes we even have to, park halfway into our driveways. And we've been calling the sheriff department as well, because they park right by the hydrants. They park right on the corners where there's handicap ramps for people, on wheelchairs and such. And I know at least me and two other neighbors have been complaining about that, calling sheriff department. At times they have told us, I called back and they said, well, the deputy showed up and said they didn't find any violation. I don't know why, or if they come after 8 o'clock, then of course they're gone. But it's been going on for like 3 months now. It's still not resolved, and I want to say to the school, if they're renting out school grounds, have them park in the school parking. So that's pretty much the concern, and I hope somebody here can help us resolve this. If I may say a little bit more, I know cities like Anaheim, around Disneyland, they have like only residents can park in these streets. I don't know if we're going to have to resort to that type of permit or that type of thing, because it's just getting bad for all us residents. Thank you.
Thank you. Maybe you can talk with Carrie later.
Thank you.
I know the school often rents out for Little League and Pony League. They rent out the different fields in the different schools, depending on the season. And I know the school district rents out the different fields for those type of events. But maybe Carrie can give you more information.
So I know we have a very similar situation at one of our schools out in San Dimas. And so what we've been asked is to have our parking enforcement officers be there on those days, but that's why I asked how often and when, but if it's every day, so we'll have to get some information in regards to that. But again, same, if we drive by, and yes, if they're blocking a driveway, or if they're blocking, or they're parked in front of a fire hydrant, if it warrants a parking citation, the vehicle will get a parking citation. But if they're legally parked, we can't issue them a citation just because they're taking up a parking space. If they're legally parked, they, it's public parking. As long as they're not double parked, they're not blocking a driveway, they're not in front of a fire hydrant, that's different. But if they're parked and it's not red curb, they're not violating any parking, laws, then we can't give it a ticket. Okay? Yes.
Over here.
I've reported the corner.
Okay.
I've reported the corner, the southwest corner of Aguirre and Gallio multiple times when people have been up here speaking. It's still the same thing. There's a fire hydrant on that corner. They park right up on the corner in front of the fire hydrant. I think that new ordinance says 15 or 20 feet away from the corner, and they're not. And it's very dangerous. I come home super late at night. I stop at the stop sign, but people blow that stop sign, and you can't see. And at night, they just blow the stop sign.
So, okay, I remember we took down this information, and I remember you said it was happening in the evenings.
Almost every single night.
Okay, so we've actually been sending our team to handle this. However, like I mentioned, they're a countywide team.
Sure.
So they can't just be out in one specific area. So, but I will give them this information again, because I did give it to them. And on the night that they went, there weren't any vehicles there.
They go late, like 12, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. That's typically when I'm coming home from work and I see it.
Okay.
Let's take one more question from David.
Hi.
And you can speak with her afterwards, because we've got to move along.
First of all, I'd like to say, what are the hours of the parking? Because a lot of people leave for work at 5 o'clock, but between, like she said, between midnight and 5, the place is jam-packed. There are cars parked over the place.
What place is jam-packed?
All the streets, most of the streets, all in Rowland Heights. You drive around, if you drive around at that time, you'll see them. If you come after 6, they've all left.
Like I mentioned, we're 24/7. Okay, so we're throughout the entire day. But like I said, if it's an issue at night, we'll do our best to get out there, because it's a countywide team, the one that's in at nights. Okay.
Okay, and I've got one more question regarding Rowland High School. Rowland football has been going on. I was involved with it 40 years, and we've always parked around there in the evening. And it's Rowland, we have cheerleaders and the youth, and that's why it's packed, but it's been going on for over 40 years. And nobody's ever complained, but it's there for the kids. We have to park somewhere and keep an eye on our kids while they're involved in some activities after school. So that's why there's a lot of traffic, and it's only for a portion of the season, but it's for the kids. Remember that. Thank you.
Okay.
I know parking is a big issue, so if there are any other questions, she will be in the back of the room, and you can take some more questions to her later. But we're going to move on to the California Highway Patrol and Officer O'Toole. Oh, welcome back, Officer O'Toole.
Good evening. So stats for August and September, we reported 31 traffic collisions, both for the month of August and September. So we broke even on those months. We investigated those. We did 5 operations throughout the Santa Fe Springs area for school bus, passing the school bus violations. In those 5 operations, again, there's a small window of opportunity for those school bus operations, because once somebody passes a school bus, you write the ticket, the school bus has already gone and made 3 other drop-offs or pickups at that time. We issued 75 citations during those 5 operations, and that's, like I said, it's a small window of opportunity to get these buses and find them where people are passing. That's actually the most expensive ticket that there is in LA County. It's about a $600 to $700 ticket for passing a school bus when people are loading or unloading a school bus. So We try and get it as much as we can and try and get the word out, get people educated on it because, you know, if a kid darts out, then it's bad news. So we try and enforce as much as we can, and we get enough officers out there to do these special operations. We make the most of it. So we received 4 new officers from our graduating class last Monday. That makes a total of 8 new officers that are on training right now. We have 3 getting off training this next week. So 3 more officers out there on our own coming this next week. We received from the academy 28 total officers year to date, and we have 5 more coming in December. So that's not to say we have 500 officers at our station working right now, because we still have retirements, transfers. The thing with the California Highway Patrol is you can go anywhere in the state. So we got guys that want to go back home if they live in San Diego or they live near Oakland or wherever they might be. So if they put their year in at our station and their probation's up, they can go back home if they want to, unless they like it there. But we're at a staffing of 97 officers. We're slated to have 120 officers. So, and I'm sure the Sheriff's Department can repeat this, but we're low staffed. And we're pumping classes through as fast as we can. But you know, retirement, the attrition rate for retirement is faster than we can hire people. So it is what it is. So we're grateful to get these 28 officers and the 5 more that we're getting in December. So you're going to see some young faces out there. They don't look like me, that's for dang sure. So they looked like me 20 years ago, but they don't look like me now. So we're fortunate to have them, and they're eager. So we're happy to have them. We did the buckboard parade on Saturday. Huge success. Our officers, myself and another motor officer and 3 of our car officers led the parade, thanks to Dave. And then we had a booth at the park afterwards, and we handed out 150 bicycle helmets, and we had a little bicycle rodeo out on the tennis court there. So that was a huge success. We're thankful for everybody that came out and participated in that. We actually ran out early of the helmets because it was such an overwhelming response by the kids. So we get these helmets all the time, and we do these bicycle rodeos. So, you know, the donors are very, very appreciative to give us these helmets. They're quality helmets. They're not just, you know, the styrofoam cheapy helmets. So they're actually good helmets. So we appreciate that. Lastly, if you have a hybrid or electric vehicle, that Access OK sticker that's on your vehicle expired on September 30th. However, we are giving a 60-day grace period. So come December 1st, if you're in the carpool lane, you will be cited for driving alone in the carpool lane. That is a $500 ticket. It's not a moving violation. It doesn't go as a point against your driving record, but it is a moving violation. So I don't make the rules, I just enforce them, so don't shoot the messenger. But they're no longer allowing hybrid vehicles in the carpool lanes. So you have until November 31st or November 30th. December 1st to take advantage of that. December 1st, everybody's free game. So, yes, ma'am.
Is there any way for you guys to control the Lampford elementary area? They keep double parking, and kids are running out in front of cars and whatnot to get into their parents' cars that are sitting in the middle of the street, and they'll stop there, and it's very dangerous for children to be running back and forth.
Drop off or pick up? I was there Monday morning for drop off, and you know, I got a lot of kudos. You know, parents walking by, thank you. Right. But of course, you know, I'm not hiding in the bushes or anything, but I'm not also wearing a fluorescent vest showing people I'm there. So, but of course, everybody was on their best behavior. But is it in the afternoon or in the morning?
When they pick up, it's a pickup between 1:45 and 2:30.
Okay.
It's a nightmare.
Okay, I'll be there.
Okay.
All right. Yes, ma'am.
First of all, officer, I want to thank you because on Saturday when you were at the Rowland Heights Park, you were very nice to my son. My son is autistic, and you took the time to chit-chat with him. He's 11 years old, wearing a red hat.
Yeah.
And you gave him a sticker, and he was so excited.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
He's got more.
Thank you. And the next thing is that he goes to Shellen, and you know, being special ed, the bus parks on Norcora, And so we park out there, back there. We monitor the bus stop because she's always, Sabrina, the bus driver, there are people parking there and the bus gets there and she can't park. So we're monitoring it for her. We don't let nobody park there during the time that we're there. And, but while we're sitting there, we're seeing these parents. They don't go up to the curb because they've been notified they can't pull up and drop off their kids there. So they pull up in the middle of the street and drop off their kids, and then they throw a U-turn right there. There's cars coming.
That's in between two crossing guards? There's one in the corner and then one further.
This is like you go past the school where the portables are in the back, almost at the end of the school. And also there's a line to get into the parking lot at the school. And then there's cars that just go to the left of them and try to get past them. But then the same thing is happening on the other side. People that are coming from that way, they're doing the same thing. So it's like we have a lot of
What time does the
near
bell
misses.
ring there? Or, I mean,
This is between, the
8:02?
school starts at 8:05, but this starts like maybe 7:45.
Okay. It's worse in the morning than it is in the afternoon, or?
Yes,
I mean,
yes, it is.
lesser of two evils. All right.
Thank you.
Yep. Anybody else? All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And we're going to move on to the Office of Notice Police.
Stuck to my bag.
Thank you, Yvette. Good evening, everyone. Happy to be here. First things first, I just want to say a resounding thank you and congratulations to the Bug Board Committee for their great work. For those of you that were able to be there, I don't need to tell you anything. You were there, you experienced it yourself. But, you know, I was there as well. My team was there, the supervisor was there. We all had a lot of fun. Special shout out to Bruce for driving the supervisor and just always being there at every parade that I've been. You've been there, Bruce. So thank you for your continued, partnership and support of this beautiful community event. Really quickly, I wanted to tell you we have some cases open regarding some issues with the Department of Regional Planning and Building and Safety and the Health Department, which is part of what they do, right, is an environmental health unit. And so we have cases on Batson Street, on Fullerton Road, on Aguero, on Annadale, and on Bolanos Street. And I already said Batson, yes. So just wanted to let you know that that's what we have. The second thing I want to share with you is that this past week we got a chance to break ground on the Pellister Village Trailhead project. So this project is along the San Gabriel River off of the 605 and the 60. It's nestled in very tiny unincorporated community. Some of you may have heard of it. It's called Pellister Village. But this unincorporated community, sometimes kind of falls off the radar because of how small it is. But just because it's small doesn't mean that it's not mighty, right? This is a huge cultural equestrian community. And so this, new trailhead project is going to be an access point that everyone past Pellister is going to be able to take advantage of that. So for those of you that are here in Rowland Heights, folks in Hacienda Heights, etc., you will also have access to, this improvement. So definitely check it out. The completion schedule is slated for spring, and so we're very excited to make sure that that timeline continues and that, we can invite everybody to hopefully a ribbon cutting very soon. Lastly, I do want to also share, I think Deputy Maldonado mentioned this earlier, but our office is hosting the Heights Community Meeting tomorrow night. So if you have time, I know, you're already here tonight. But if you do have time, we will be at the Rowland Heights Community Christian Church, which is, does anybody know where it's at? What's the nearest park? It's Rowland Heights Park, that's right. So it's right next to the park, so come on over. We will have several folks in attendance that have been working on encampment resolutions. I know here at this meeting we've talked different points in time, right, about homelessness, about encampments, about housing even. But the meeting tomorrow specifically will touch base on the separate initiatives that the county is working on. So we will have representatives there from the fire department, from LASC host, which is the homeless encampment team from the sheriff's department. We will also have Caltrans in attendance to do a presentation about what they're doing along the 60 freeway. And then we also have the Department of Public Works, who's working very closely in collaboration with Caltrans, our state partners, as well as the county's what we call CEOHI, which is the Homeless Initiative. So the Homeless Initiative is a small unit in the CEO's office of the County of Los Angeles. And this small office will eventually transition into the future LA County Homelessness Department. So there's a lot of moving parts, right? The department has not yet been established. There's a lot of planning in the background, a lot of things that need to get coordinated, talks with labor, etc. But we do plan for this new department to be fully operational early next year, I believe January. So they're going to talk about all of that. Like I said, there's a lot of moving parts. There's also, we have to talk about Measure A and some of the funding streams that the county has, as well as some of what they might not be getting from the federal government and from, unfortunately, also the state government. And so we just want to make sure that everyone's on the loop on, again, a lot of these different initiatives and how at the, during this time when things are really hard, there's still a lot of people working to make sure that we can address the issue as best as we can. At the end of the day, people are on the street and people need shelter, right? They need housing, right? They need mental health support. So what are the resources that we have? What can we do with those resources? And how can research institutions, for example, like USC, help us stay on track? So, we have a multitude of partners at the county from different levels. And so that's what the meeting will be about tomorrow. We'll start with an open house. So if you come early, say you only have an hour, right? From 6 to about 6:45, we are gonna have, like I said, an open house. So all of the agencies that I just mentioned, you'll have a chance to talk to them one-on-one if you want to. And then at 6:45, we're hoping to start the presentation so that we can then move into Q&A. So, plan accordingly. If you only have 20 minutes, 30 minutes, come on over, and hopefully you are able to, continue to stay engaged in this important conversation. So those are my updates today. Any questions?
Thank you for your announcement on the continuing open cases. I appreciate that very much. And don't remember what the other comment was, but it was another thank you for something, but I don't remember, but thank you.
Thank you, Kim.
Hi, my name's Jasmine. My question was in regards to the Pellissier equestrian, the upgrade you guys are doing. I wanted to see if there was any way that you guys can leave a walkway for the horses to go in. I know the whole area's been blocked off for like around a month, and
it's hard.
It's hard because either we have to go through the street, and usually it's just me and my daughter that go riding, and it's either we go through the street or we go through a really dark alley where there's a lot of homeless, and it's kind of dangerous. I mean, nothing has ever happened, but I don't want it to get to that point, So I wanted to ask if there was any way, because there's a lot of kids that go riding there too, to leave a walkway for the horses to pass. I know you guys are working. I don't know if they could be maybe, as long as the horse fits, maybe like 4 feet, 5 feet should be perfect.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you. I'd love to get your contact information after this presentation.
Of course.
But I mean, I think that's a great idea, so let's
Okay.
try to work on it.
Awesome. Thank you.
What was the name of the trailhead that you're working on?
Pellisier Trailhead.
Can you spell it for me?
It
I'm sorry.
I never won a spelling bee, okay, so bear with me. Well, I have it in front of me, so I can do it.
Okay.
Pellissier. Pellisier Village.
Thank you.
And then very quickly, before I leave the stage, I do want to make a special presentation on behalf of Supervisor Solis. Like I mentioned at the top, the Buckboard Days Parade Committee did an incredible job. So committee, come on over, let's take a quick picture and let's appreciate all of your efforts. You did an amazing job, so thank you for everything.
Okay, right here. It's called Pessler.
Pellisier?
No, it's Pessler, and it, you know where Rio Hondo is? Pessler Dairy Farm was there. We used to get milk from there. And that's where Rio Hondo is.
Thank you, Dave. I'm gonna leave the flyers for tomorrow's meeting on the
Okay, there will be flyers for that open house and tomorrow's meeting. Andrew's gonna leave them on the table if you're interested. We're gonna juggle this up a little bit, only because we have some youngsters there that they're looking pretty tuckered out. They're leaning on their chair saying, when is this gonna be over? So we're gonna move on. We're gonna move the Buckboard Days Parade awards up so that we can get them out for dinner and to bed. So we're, Parks, give us a second. We're gonna move them up in front of you. Okay, David, you ready to go, or? Whoops.
Thank you.
So let's get here.
Hey everybody, good evening. My name is Joel Wynn, and I'm helping represent our Rowland Heights Buckboard Days Parade and Festival that we had. So what an amazing weekend we had last weekend. I think everybody made it a spectacular event, and this year's parade was packed with our energy, creativity, and true community pride. It's a time to recognize the groups and the people who stand out. We'd like to do that, and so that's kind of why this evening we'd like to present some of the awards that we didn't get to at the time of the festival. So right now, our first place for our float and school club was the Rowland Pony baseball team. So good job for them. The best community school group was the San Gabriel Valley Trick Ropers. So congratulations to them. If they want to come on up here and get their award, they can. I think they're here in our audience, so that's fantastic. So the San Gabriel Valley Trick Ropers. Yeah, these guys were something special to see. If you saw it down the street, it was very impressive. I think everybody was so happy to see them doing their amazing roping skills. Now we just have to help keep it alive so they can do it next year as well. All right. For the best youth group this year, it was the Oswald Academy. For the best band, it was the Nogales Noble Regiment. Yeah, you like to come on up? Someone here from the Nogales Community.
Vander from Miguel Korea, nice to meet you.
Likewise. I think we're the board too. The board's here too.
Oh, awesome. Nice to see
We
you,
have
sir.
the
How are you?
board here
Nice to see you.
as well.
What's the what?
Hey.
That's the Nogales local regiment. And the first place for the float for the best business was Rowland Water District. First place for the best drill and prep team was the Telesis Titan Band. So Telesis Titan Band. And first place for the best vintage and custom car was the LA Ghostbusters. And the best adult group for this year was the Shaolin Kung Fu. All right, so I'd just like to congratulate everybody. We really appreciate it, and all the participants, you brought your best. You made the streets come alive, and I think everyone here can be proud of that hometown pride that you guys all showed for Rowland Heights. Obviously, before I go and we stop, I'd just like to give everybody a quick shout out and thank everybody who really made this whole entire event possible with us. The Rowland Unified School District, the Board of Education for their unwavering support, really appreciate that. To the California Highway Patrol, they led our parade. They've been hosting the bicycle rodeo, which Ashwin Tooley talked about. They gave away 150 helmets. I mean, how impressive that was. It was so awesome for our community. We really thank them for that. Of course, I have to thank the LA County Sheriff's Department, Deputy Denver and Claudia, with all of the explorers who did our color guard and our flag ceremonies. They were amazing, and they really made sure that this event went off without a hitch. I'd like to thank the Los Angeles County Department of Public Works. They're the reason that the barricades got set up, the roads got kind of put in particular places so that we could do the appropriate road closures. And again, nobody got hurt. That's pretty impressive, so we thank them. To the ISD, if it wasn't for the ISD, none of us would be communicating. So we have walkie-talkies that go on throughout the entire parade. Everybody's getting information back and forth, and that kind of helps keep everything together while the parade's moving smoothly. Without that, it's kind of a big jumbled mess. So we appreciate that very much. And to everyone who supported our light post banners, that includes the Rowland Heights Women's Council Club, the Rowland Heights Community Council, the Rowland Heights Chinese Association, David and Terry Malcolm, Total PC, Rowland Pony Baseball, Rose Hills, Assemblywoman Lisa Calderon, Stater Brothers, Mount Sac, and you guys all helped bring that tradition back, and we really appreciate it because we just want to keep seeing all those street banners up on our streets and let everybody know how Rowland Heights is, and how important it is to our community to show our pride. For our event sponsors, these are the people that really made a big difference for us this year. Rowland Water District, they provide a lot of support. Athens Services did a great job with our trash and helping everything kind of stay clean towards the end of the parade. We really appreciate that. And to the LA County Parks and Recreation, obviously if we didn't have them, we wouldn't really have a park for the festival or a place for the parade to go. So we do appreciate that as well. Lastly, to one of our premier sponsors, that's the LA County Supervisor Hilda Solis. She gave us a lot of support this year, and we really appreciate that. And I know our community reached out and was very thankful to having her giving us that unwavering support and community dedication. So thank you very much for that. This year, we have to say that there was several thousand people in attendance, and we really look forward to next year. We hope we can keep building on that, and we look forward to having a great year. So thank you guys all for coming out and supporting us. I'm gonna pass the mic off back.
Thank you, thank you. Let's go on to the Parks and Recs. Do you have any announcements from them? Yes, we do. Here we go.
How's everybody doing? It's good to see everybody this fine Monday. Some updates. As I've been mentioning, senior programming has been a very important thing that we've been focusing on. And so this past Sunday, we just took about 25 seniors to the Ford Theater to see Ole Ole, which is Ole LA, which was a traditional flamenco dancing. And so the seniors really had a good time. Actually, Joshua in the back is one of our staff that went with the seniors. Also, coming up is the holiday season. And so on November 19th here at RHCCC, we'll be having luncheons for the senior for Thanksgiving. And on November 21st, it'll be at Carolyn Rosa's. Also, this past week, we had our annual meeting with the seniors to get feedback on things that we can improve on, things we could do better that they would like. We got a lot of good feedback. It wasn't anything too much negative, so it's good to know that our seniors are appreciative of our efforts and all the programming that we do for them. One of the things they said they wanted more field trips, so that's one of the things that we're going to work on. And of course, in a true senior fashion, they wanted to go to casino. Feedback, it was so. Unfortunately, you have to talk to the board office, but I don't think we're allowed to take seniors to the casino anymore. So you have to go on your own time. Also, next month, obviously, is Halloween, so we'll be having our trick-or-treat villages come up on November 22nd. It's going to be here at Pathfinder Park and Carolyn Rosa's Park. And November 29th is going to be at Rowland Heights Park. Also, if people were here during our... Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. No, I gave you the wrong dates. It will be next Wednesday, this Wednesday will be the Trick-or-Treat Village, and then next week will be for Rowland Heights Park next Wednesday. The dates I gave, actually, I'm sorry, were for the Harvest Festival for Thanksgiving. So excuse me for that. Also, for people that were here for the September meetings, one of the issues that came up was pickleball. And so I'm not sure if anybody was here during that meeting, but one of the positives about the meeting is a lot of our higher up staff were here. So they were able to firsthand hear some of the complaints that us as the staff hears when it comes to pickleball. And so we have definitely been working on the issue. And just recently, we've been having meetings about it. And recently, our planning and development committee for Parks and Recreation have come out, and we're actually studying getting a pickleball court here. So we're at the beginning stages of trying to figure out, we have a location in mind, and we're trying to just nail down the price. We're trying to obviously do it in an affordable way that we can get in the county budget to get it done as quick as possible. So we are definitely working on that. I don't want people to think that they voice their concerns and nothing happens. It's a slow process, but we are working towards it. That's all I have. Thank you. Oh, do you have a question?
Do our parks in Rowland Heights get locked up at night?
Yes.
All of them? Because
All of our parks get locked up. Which ones do not get locked up?
I live by Rowland Park, and they're not making problems, but when I go by at night, the same cars are there.
Time?
Say at 9 o'clock, I go by at night.
No, well, the restrooms get locked up at 9 o'clock.
But what about the park? Like Pathfinder here gets chained up.
Yeah, it usually gets chained
Rowland
up
doesn't get
around
chained up.
8:30 or so.
So in the morning, those same cars are parked there. They're not causing problems, but it's it's starting to grow.
It's just Pathfinder that gets locked up.
Is it?
Rowland doesn't have gates.
Okay.
Oh, so we said locked up, you mean the parking lot?
Yes.
I'm sorry, when you said
Yeah.
locked, I thought you were talking about the bathroom.
No, the bathrooms do.
I'm
That's
sorry.
all good.
I'm sorry.
That was a problem a long time ago.
Uh-huh.
But there's starting to be cars in the spot. I think they're sleeping in their cars.
That must be.
They're not creating problems.
Okay,
Because
okay.
I go by with my dog and stuff, but.
And so this is at Rowland Heights Park?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for letting me know. I wasn't aware of
I
it.
just, I know things are tough for people, but it's getting, and if you don't ask, I mean, it's just gonna grow.
Well, it's something we'll keep an eye on. I wasn't aware of it.
Parks have curfews.
Yes.
Yes.
What time is it?
The park is technically closed at 9 p.m.
Thank you.
As far as the last one staff leaves, and that's when we lock up the parks. But the general hours of most parks is sunrise to sunset.
Unless they have lit courts like the basketball courts, right?
It's 9 o'clock, the lights turn on.
Well, usually it's around 9 o'clock they automatically turn off, or between 8:30 and 9. Thank you.
All right, we're gonna move on. Well, Maria Kramer and I are very happy about the pickleball thing, because we played pickleball. Let's go to the office of Linda Sanchez. Didn't see you Lisa, here, nope. So we're gonna move to, and Senator Archuleta's not here. So the Assemblywoman Lisa Calderon, I did see her representative, Stephen Coronel.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Stephen Cornell, the field representative for Assemblymember Lisa Calderon. I just got a few updates. So, as you know, October 13th was the last day for the governor to sign bills. So, for the Assembly member, 6 of her bills were sent to the governor, and all 6 were passed. And I do want to highlight 2 of them, which has to do with insurance. So, the first one being is the Fair Plan Stabilization Act. So that makes sure that the Fair Plan does not default; it stays liquidable. So that passed on the 9th of this month. And I also want to highlight AB 888, which is the California Safe Homes Act. So basically this bill creates, if you qualify, we get through the Department of Insurance, they have a grant that could help you clear the zone 0 from your house. So hopefully a lot of people can qualify for that. And then since houses are like more defensible, that will encourage more insurance companies to come back to California and give you guys more options. So as for the community, on October 11th, we hosted our annual college and career fair at Rio Hondo College. And we were so glad to see the Rowland Unified School District's AVID program come out. There was a whole busload of them. And we also were giving upwards to $8,000 worth of scholarships. And one of those winners was also from Rowland High School. So congratulations to that student. So the legislative session has ended and it won't be back until the new year. So this is a perfect time for us to listen to the community, and we do want to hear your bill ideas so we can present it for the upcoming year. So if you want to have any ideas, I'm all ears. You can take my business card, we can talk in the back, just let me know, and then we'll go ahead and send those ideas to our legislative team in Sacramento. And then lastly, I do want to highlight Buckboard Days. So our team was able to sponsor and then table at Buckboard Days. It was a great turnout. We love seeing you guys. It was lots of good foot traffic. And with that, I do want to invite the Buckboard Days committee for certificates from the assembly member. All right, so well, let me see. So this is for 4 days, and then for David. Joel. What's your name? Ricky. There we go.
Those guys are crazy.
All right, let me just read off what it says here. So, on behalf of Assemblymember Lisa Calderon, thank you for your dedication to organizing and providing a worthwhile event for our community to enjoy. Your efforts are truly commendable and is what makes Rowland Heights a beautiful place to live in. On behalf of the residents of the 56th Assembly District, best wishes on your future endeavors and on to the next Buckboard Days.
Thank you.
And does anyone have any questions? All right, Kim.
The bill I remember was 888.
Yes.
About clearing the fire zone.
Yes.
Zero fire zone. What makes a home qualify or a family qualifiable for that aid?
I believe one of the stipulations is you would have to be under the FAIR plan. And I'm not entirely sure if there's other exceptions to that, but one of them is you have to be under the FAIR plan.
Okay, thank you.
All right, going once, going twice. So, thank you.
Thank you very much, Stephen. I didn't see anybody from the LA County Library. Schumann's not here, right? Okay. Mount San Antonio College, I didn't see Judy, but I think she sent a representative. I'm sorry, I don't know your name. I'm expecting Judy.
Yeah. Hi, thank you. Madeline Arbayo, and I'm Vice President of School Continuing Ed at Mount SAC. And there is no substitute for Judy Chen Haggerty, but I'll do my best, okay? So I'm here to talk about two things that are very important, that are big deals at Mount SAC. The first is that we launched last year, and I think it was in the fall, we launched the first ever free licensed vocational nursing program at Mount SAC. It is free, yes, tuition free. I mean, that is access right there. That is, when we talk about access, that is access. So students will not leave our program with debt that they do in proprietary schools. So that's a great thing. So we eliminate tuition because they go to proprietary school and it's like $40,000, $50,000 to be an LVN. It's a 14-month program. And so students receive the same program because we had to be approved by the BVNPT, which is the state organization. And so we got the same approval as everyone else. And 3 terms, like I said, 14 months long. And they get theory, practice, pharmacology, anatomy, parent education, patient education, leadership, and other areas. Our first cohort will be testing on their NCLEX in February. And we already have an open, there is an open application period right now for our second cohort. So I will leave this with document here it'll have the phone number of anyone who wants information to pass on, because we all know people who have wanted to go into a pathway and it's just too restrictive because there's so much cost to these programs. And so you just have to have a CNA license, an active CNA license, high school diploma, and a couple of other things. But anyway, I'll leave that. Anybody have questions about that?
Is it going to be income-based? Like, I'm assuming you have certain qualifications for people to get in, or is it anybody can apply?
Anyone can apply. Anybody can apply to get into the program as long as they have those requirements of high school diploma, which not all of our continuing ed programs require that, but that one does because they need it for their license. And then there's active CNA. And then there's some other things that have to have a physical and things like that. Those are the only costs that we can't cover. We do pay for their parking for 14 months, but we can't pay those. So sometimes I think the cost of them maybe is $1,000 over the 14th month, which is way better than 40 or 50,000. So, yeah. Any other questions about that? Okay. And the second thing is that we have partnered with Azusa Pacific, our credit program, our RM program. We're partners and making it more of an affordable pathway for students to get a bachelor's in science, and Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Recently, the community colleges tried to get a bachelor's of nursing in community college, and it went through the legislature, but the governor vetoed it, and so we're going to try again next time. And there's reasons for it. You know, it'll come, but at this point, we have people like Azusa Pacific who will join with us and allow our students to go from RN to BSN. And so the first cohort starts in spring of 2026, and approximately 200 students a year will be able to do that, and that is a huge pathway for our students to get it. Our program currently has a 98% pass rate for our nursing program, and it'll address the need for 44,000 nurses to be needed by 2030. Our population is in need of that. So again, I will leave this, this sheet of paper, and it has the phone numbers in case you want to call and get information. Any other questions about Mount SAC or what we're up to? Okay, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much. We're going to move on to, we're really behind schedule today. I don't know what happened to us. Rowland Unified School District, the board member Carrie Chen will be speaking.
Good evening. My name is Carrie Chen. I'm the Board Vice President of Rowland Unified School District. Yeah. 2026 National Merit Semifinalists and Common Students announced. Rowland Unified School District is proud to announce that both Rowland High School and Nogales High School had high academic achieving students that were named as a National Merit Semi-Finalist and Common Students. These students were recognized. They were recognized high academic achievement that were named as National Merit Semi-Finalists and Common Students. They were honored last Thursday at the RUSD Board of Education to their achievement and high scores on the 2024 PSAT and NMSQT, which is the pre-SAT test and National Merit Scholarship qualifying test exam. They joined more than 16,000 students across the nation that have the opportunity to become a finalist, to earn scholarships and automatic college admission offers by submitting a scholarship application, providing academic and activity information, writing an essay, and potentially earning qualifying SAT and ACT scores. In addition, we are proud to announce that the Nogales High School had 20 students that were honored with a newly introduced College Board School Recognition Award that is part of the national recognition program that is given to the students who demonstrate top academic performances in their high school nationwide. Recipients are selected based on strong performances on the PSAT and NMSQT, PSAT-10, and AP exams. As well as a high cumulative GPA, this honor places these students among the top performing scholars in their school community. And our community can enjoy 2 student music performances at our RUSD Performing Arts Center this Wednesday, October 22nd, and 7 p.m. Enjoy the Halloween harmonies of the Rowland and the Nogales High School orchestras, and in the Nogales Choir, tickets are $5. On Thursday, October 30th, there will be a Halloween concert featuring performances by the Oswald and the Ibarra Band, Oswald Choir, and the combined orchestras of Giano, Oswald, and Ibarra. Join us 6:30 p.m. on August 30th. Thank you.
I think you took all my papers. Carrie? You took all my papers. Okay. We're going to move on to, we have someone wanting to present for assisted living, memory care facility. We're going to go ahead and do our keynote speakers first, make sure they have enough time, and then if there's time at the end, we'll get to you. So we're going to go to our keynote speakers, the LA County Public Works, Equity, and they're going to talk about equity framework. And if you were to ask me what that is, I have no idea, so we're going to let them explain what it is. Caitlin, is it Caitlin here? Oh, okay, so Alicia, it'll be Alicia Ramos. Caitlin is not here today. So if you want to come and do your presentation, we'll get you on first.
I'm going to grab something over here real quick.
Okay.
We've got the presentation up here, so I'm not sure if there's a clicker. It is, yeah. You can put on slideshow. All right, thank you, folks. And thank you so much for giving me a little bit of your time tonight. I know it's a long night, so I'm going to do my best to go through the material and the information and not keep you too long. My name is Alicia Ramos, and I'm with LA County Department of Public Works. And we're here to tell you about what the equity framework is. So when you walked in, you may have seen this document up front. I have more copies if you didn't get a chance to get one, but they are available up there. This is the actual document I'm going to talk about tonight, and this is just a quick one-pager. So if the document is a little too long or something that would take more of your time than you'd want to spend, this one-pager here is a good fact sheet to pick up, and it will show you how to get a copy of the framework or access it online. So let me talk to you about what the framework is. Go ahead, thank you so much. We're going to talk a little bit about the background of what the framework was based on, our process in coming to the framework, and then what the ask is of you tonight. So the framework was started back in 2021. The Board of Supervisors supported Public Works unanimously. All 5 board members supported us in this effort. And what it was is Public Works wants to look closer at how we are servicing the communities that we provide services for. When we talk about equity, we're talking about our communities getting what they need, or they simply just getting what we decide for you should happen, or you're getting what everybody else gets, right? Next slide. So this is just a quick slide that illustrates what we mean when we talk about equity. The first line up top shows everybody gets the same thing, right? Everybody's getting the same bike. Regardless, can they use it? Some folks in that top line, quite honestly, can't even use the bike. Other folks using a bike of a certain size could actually be dangerous for them if it's not sized for them right. The line below shows what we mean by equity. The goal is for everybody to get to where they need to get to, but they need to have their circumstances recognized. Can you benefit from these services if we just give you one size fits all? For most, that answer is going to be no, or at least you're not going to benefit the most from it. So that's what I mean by equity. And equity is also, a big point of equity is about giving folks a voice at the table that don't typically or haven't historically had that voice for a number of reasons. Your community is not a large community. Your population is not one that has typically been at the table. You might be a certain population in LA County that just feels like they can't speak up. We have a very high rental population in LA County. And a lot of times folks feel like if they don't own a home, they don't own land, that they don't have a place in that conversation. And they very much do. And that's what we're talking about. Populations, places, communities that need a voice at the table. So what we did for the past 2 years is we reached out and we did a lot of research. We hired consultants to come in to tell us more about what is the country doing at large? How are other communities, other public agencies and private, how are they addressing equity? So we did some research on what we would call best practices. We looked at where we were spending money. We looked back 5 years, forward 2 years. And we said, where are dollars being spent? And what we found out was that a lot of what we would call disadvantaged communities
had equal numbers of projects, but they did not get the same dollar value invested in their communities. So the question is, why? Why is that happening? That's what Public Works wants to solve, or at least look into and say, why is that happening? The other thing we looked at is our maintenance programs. Are communities being serviced and maintained to the extent they need to? Are they getting the services that they need to? Or are we getting more of a one-size-fits-all? And then last but not least, we included community-based organizations. We wanted community to tell us, what is your experience with Public Works? Have you made calls to Public Works? Have you expected services that didn't come through to you in the way that you had anticipated? Are we giving you access to us? Do you know what number to call? Is that confusing? I'm seeing it right there. Yes, it's confusing. Is it Public Works? Is it city? Is it, state? All of that becomes confusing when you talk about where I live and how many different jurisdictional agencies have some finger in the pie. Next, please. Okay, so when we did all this research, what came out of it is we got 6 main themes, whether they were questions, comments, things that we collected from community focus groups. They more or less boiled into about 6 different categories. And the first one was community engagement and partnership. A lot of folks said, look, we like that you stop in right when a building is about to open, or right when environmental documents require you to talk to us. But we want an ongoing relationship. We want representation here that will be a part of our community day to day or frequent enough that we know who to talk to, we know who to call. You're not here enough, so we want to listen. Use of data, that was something else that came up. Folks saying, look, you're a big entity, you get a lot of information, a lot of data on us. Are you using it to the best ability that you can? And the answer is we can certainly use it better. We can put more information together. We can find out more about statistics, safety. Where are you having pedestrian incidents? What can we do to resolve some of those things from a technical standpoint, from a community standpoint? Workforce diversity and inclusion. A lot of folks asking, does your workforce know what my community goes through? Do you live in my community? Do you represent my community? Do you look like my community? And the answer is, from a very high level, Public Works is very diversified in demographic. We are not too diversified in our skill sets, though. We're highly technical, we're very engineering based, and we can certainly use a lot of other skill sets in our department. So we are trying to reach out for new skill sets, social skill sets, things that in the past we have been lacking. Policy and practice. Do we have what we say in policy? Are people coming and saying, hey, we're going to do this, but it's not backed up with documentation? So we need more of that. Intra and interagency collaboration. A lot of what you heard here today, and I saw some acknowledgement. Jurisdictions, who has the power to solve the problem I'm having? I saw a lot of that with, we had our officers come up here and say, well, that's a parking enforcement. Well, that's a crime. If they don't violate the law, then we can't give them this. You folks deal with that a lot, and we understand. A lot of what we heard back was, could you, Public Works, be more of that coordinating force behind the curtain, or are we always the ones to have to ask the question? We need to do more of that collaboration, that interagency. And then organizational culture. We need to make our department accessible. We have a lot of folks who are out on the streets doing anything from waste management to cleanup to your street services. And a lot of folks have told us, I see this fella out here once a week or on a regular basis. When I ask him questions, I don't get any answers, right? And I'll admit, we have not empowered our workforce to be that additional help for you. So this is something that we need to build in our workforce, give them the capacity, the strength, the knowledge, or at least the know-how. This is where you need to go to answer that question. Next slide, please. Okay, so all of that was the research we did. That was the information we got back. And what we did with it is we developed what we call our equity framework. When you go through the document, you're going to see those 6 different themes, or what we call equity priorities, throughout here. Under each theme, under each priority, one of the 6, you're going to find the strategies that Public Works has come up with to say, here's what we think. Strategies is just another way to say a good idea. We hope it's a good idea. So you're going to find 44 different ideas in this document that just says, here's how we're proposing to make a change, hopefully for the benefit and the positive change of communities. This document is out for review right now. We're actually closing up the review of it at the end of October. So we've been doing our best to get out, let all the town councils know, let all the community areas know that this document is open for review. It culminates with a lot of the research that we've done, but we certainly want to get it out there, let you folks take a look at it. Does it resonate with you? You're welcome to comment on it. You're welcome to ask questions on it. And the way that we're doing that, if you could do the next slide, please. You can zap this QR code, which is on the screen. You can also just take this fact sheet tonight, which has the same QR code. If you're familiar with QR codes, you hit it with your camera. It will launch you to a digital platform where you can make comments, you can ask questions. Next slide, please. Once you go into the digital platform, this is what you're going to see. You can review the equity framework in one of 23 languages. So if English is not the language you prefer, there's a really good chance you're going to find the language you're looking for. And we encourage you to use that. Next slide, please. If digital platforms are not what you're comfortable with or just simply not what you would want to comment on, you can always send us an email. You can visit our website up here. Either one of those routes, we can either get you a hard copy that is available to you today, or you can view it on our website, and you can simply just send us an email with, here's my concerns. You don't have to use the digital platform if it's not something you're comfortable with. Simply use the email. And that is also available on the back of the fact sheet. Again, if you're going to walk out of here with anything tonight, the fact sheet, the one-pager, has it all for you, and that's how you can access it. Next, please. All right, so that's the presentation of the Equity Framework document. We encourage you all to, even if you're not going to ask questions or comment on it, my big ask is to simply be aware of it. What you're going to find in this document is essentially what Public Works is saying, we owe you. As members of our community, this is the base, this is what you should receive as a member of our community. And if you're not, we certainly want to hear from you. If you're having situations in your community where you say, hey, I read it in here. Public Works says they stand by this. We do. And we want to hear from you if you do have comments. Any questions? Yes, gentleman, second row. It was quick.
Just real quick.
Yeah.
Is it your office that we contact regarding street improvement?
Public Works is the road maintenance and contractor, if you will, if it's a county unincorporated area.
Which we are.
Yes.
We are.
So, and let me talk to you about one more thing, because this is a big hodgepodge right here too. Are you city, are you county, right? Public Works has an app, if you care to have it. It's called The Works. You can put any question into The Works, and regardless if it's our issue or not, we will get back to you with who it is. If it's not county unincorporated, we will tell you it's city or somehow get you connected with who can help you with that. Okay? And I'm sorry, gentleman right there? Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the best way to get a hold of you?
I'm sorry, we're going to go with the gentleman right here. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So we have one area of our street. It's residential and it's 35, and we have a lot of people flying through there. In the corner, we get a lot of accidents on Mescal and Batson. Right. A lot of accidents there. How do we address that? Would it be through you, or what do we do to?
Absolutely, you can start with us, because first, again, we're going to find out, is it county, is it city? If it's county, then we should be looking at that to see what we can do. We've been having a lot of issues with throughout a lot of communities. If it's not just speeding, folks always rushing to get somewhere. We're having a lot of like street takeovers as well. So we don't know exactly what's happening in that situation, but absolutely, you can contact Public Works. We'll be the first ones to start looking at it to figure out, is there something we can do from a technical standpoint, traffic circles, stop signs, things of that nature. If it's not, if it's something more of a, let's say, behavioral thing, we work with law enforcement to figure out. A lot of what was said here earlier is interagency. For instance, the parking, the housing, building and safety, the duplexes, triplexes you were talking about. What officer said is correct. It will go to them first because it is considered to be a nuisance. If they determine it's a nuisance, Public Works will come in as building and safety because we regulate the housing. We work with regional planning. They regulate the density. So my point being is that there's a lot of folks involved to get to a solution. So with traffic, by all means, please.
Okay, and if we have like right down the corner, there's like a guy running a business outside of his house every day, a whole bunch of things
like
he sells.
The street vendor thing that they were
No, it's
talking
from
about?
his house. It's like.
But he goes on the sidewalk.
Yeah, on the sidewalk.
All right,
It's
so-
like an everyday sale.
So that right there might be a residential housing violation.
Residential
If
housing
you don't have a
violation.
permit on file to run a business through your home, then you don't have the right per se to do that. So those are the things that we would start looking into.
Oh,
See,
okay.
has something been filed? Does this person have a legitimate business out of their home? Okay, at least we start there.
Do you still have
Okay,
questions?
this one?
Yes. Yes, is how would we contact you? Should we use that initial email that's on top?
You can certainly use the email that's being shown right now. I will leave information with the council for our WorksApp and our general hotline numbers. There are specific hotline numbers for this particular community. I'll make sure that you get those particular numbers, so I'll follow up.
Yeah, we've had some really serious accidents on our corner of Annandale and Pathfinder Road.
Okay.
We've had 3 people killed there. We've had numerous accidents there. In fact, the last one, the driver hit the side of my house. You know, and it was a young teenage man, 16 years old, and he was lucky to survive. And so
Okay.
there are some things happening, and maybe since I'm on a corner lot, is I'm wondering how do I protect myself? So you would be a tremendous resource to at least point me in the right direction.
I'll take that intersection, I'll get it to our folks that are either maintaining or do construction for the area, but we'll get back to you with a specific either contact or phone number that we can track it through. Okay, thank you so much. And then we have a question over here.
We have a lot of dumping on Aguero between Fullerton and Batson.
Aguero, did I hear that right? Aguero.
Well, Aguero, however you would like to pronounce
Okay.
it.
And the other street?
Between Fullerton and Batson. But I want to tell you that I was using the works and I felt like I was talking to Selena at least 2-3 times a week.
Okay.
But she was fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
And her, and I think his name is Mr. Yang.
Yes.
Both of them were fantastic in getting the guys out there to clean up the dumped trash. We figured out the source, and I think that that's also one of the investigated homes or properties that Andrea mentioned from Hilda Solis's office. And so I'm just very grateful for that app. You guys were very responsive in everything that I posted. And as I said, I know Selena now by name. I know Mr. Yang by name. And so they were fantastic in resolving those issues. So thank you so much.
I really appreciate you bringing that up because we do want to make sure that the app for the works is in fact working. Right?
It's
We want to make
working.
sure that it's intuitive. You guys can get on there. You can ask your questions. You're getting a response. Mr. James Yang is typically your representative who comes here. He's not here tonight, but I will make sure I check in with James as well, just to kind of give him a heads up.
Trash
we want to
dumping,
promote.
spray painting on the curb. I mean, I reported the spray painting on the curb, and within 2 days, it was gone.
I'm
It was
glad
fantastic.
to hear that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
So street sweeping, would that be Public Works
Yes,
as well?
if it's unincorporated county, it's us.
Okay, because
Yes.
what I have done a few times, and even for my neighbors over here, we're all neighbors here, telling people it's hard, if they can't you can't, I have a tree, pine needles everywhere, but if we're having a problem with the parking situation, they cannot sweep.
You're right.
I have gone out there
You're
and
right.
told, if I see them parking there, I would tell them, you need to park somewhere else until my sweeper comes. And then after that, well, it's public parking.
Yeah.
I mean, so, I mean, they can't even, the poor street sweepers can barely even go down our street.
Which again becomes that coordinated
Or
response
yeah,
that we need
trash
to do
pickup,
because they need to be ticketed for it. We can't move it, but
The problem is Rowland Heights doesn't have street sweep signs.
Yeah, there isn't, yeah.
There can't be a valid violation if there's
if you
not
don't
a
have the
sign.
signs. Okay,
So that's
got
the-
it.
That's the issue. It needs to have a sign that says
On Wednesday,
Tuesdays,
yes, because for us, it's
6
Wednesday.
to 5, you can't park here or whatever. But Rowland Heights does not have any signs for street.
Let me check in with that and I'll talk to James because I know that's an issue with a few other things too, that we've got to get the signage up. We've been talking to law enforcement and we've been passing ordinances so that we can get signage up. So it does become a bit of a process. We've got to get the signage up. That actually has to be installed, has to be in place for a certain amount of time. Then you can start issuing. So thank you for bringing it up. I will bring it up with James and we'll see where we're at in that frame of process. And I'm sorry, I just want to defer to you because it's your time, but there are questions if it's okay.
Go ahead and take.
Okay.
So Selena had mentioned in that area that we were talking about the dumping happening, that they were going to try and get some signage up there about no illegal dumping. And so I don't know what's happened with that, but that would be spectacular. I did buy some signs and there's a post right there, and I put a sign saying that the place is being monitored 24-hour by cameras. And then there's a really faded out neighborhood watch sign, but there's also a fire hydrant right there. And my neighbor and I had no idea there was even a fire hydrant because there was so much stuff dumped over in front. The house had overgrown foliage. So once we started cleaning everything, we saw everything. But if we could get some signage there, that would be spectacular.
That is an issue. Signage right now is it's pending the dumping issue we've got going on. I appreciate you bringing up the street sweeping as well. The overnight car parking too, especially with the RVs. That's another thing that we're working on, signage that has to go in place.
He said the curb is not painted either. Where the fire hydrant is,
okay.
The curb is not painted.
Okay, so there's still laws in place that say within a certain distance, but I hear what you're saying. A lot of people are going to default to, well, it wasn't painted, so therefore, right? Got it.
Thank you.
All right. Any other questions?
I have one quick question. So this framework, is it going up to the Board of Supervisors for a vote? And when, if so, when?
Yeah, thank you. That's a great question. So we are closing up the public review at the end of October, so I know that doesn't leave you with a lot of time, but at least we've got some days in there. We then take in, at the end of October, we're working with community-based organizations too to get their focus groups to give us information. So the people who initially gave us information, we're going back to them to say, does this resonate with you? Is this what, did we hear you right? So all that information comes back to us. We have a very short window between the end of October and about November 12 to get all that synthesized and see, do we need to make any clarifications? Were there any points brought up in this process that will affect the framework? Then we will be taking it to Community Cluster, which is one of our open, it's basically an open meeting with the public to say, here's what we're presenting to the board. And we do anticipate submitting this to the board in December of this year, which will not be a vote. It will be, because the board has already agreed, please go forward and do this work. It will be, here's the process we took, here's the community's input, here's what we are submitting to the board as well as all the communities we serve to say, this is the commitment that Public Works is going on record with. And this will be, we call it a living document. It's envisioned to be a 5-year plan because some of these ideas have not been put into place. When they do get put into place, if they're good ideas, we'll keep them. If they're not good ideas and they're not effective, we're going to change them. So this 5-year plan, if you will continue to evolve over time so we get better and better at it. I will acknowledge that this framework is not going to solve all the problems. Really what we want to find out, is it a step in the right direction? Are we getting closer to the right direction? Are we heading down the right path together? That's really how one should see this document and say, is it a step in the right direction? And we hope so.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate your time tonight with the late night. Very, very appreciate it.
Those numbers, Brandon has been real good at, I don't know if anybody's noticed, getting information from RHCCC out there. He puts it on Instagram, puts it on Facebook. So he's really good at getting the information out there. So as soon as we get those numbers and emails and everything that Alicia just said, we'll get that out to you as soon as possible. We have a little bit of time, and so we're going to have Robert Chang come up, and he's going to talk about a brief presentation on the Aqua Ridge of Rowland Heights. It's a projected assisted living and memory care facility. It would be located at 1919 Brea Canyon Cutoff, and he's going to talk a little bit, or actually it's not Robert Chang, I believe it's somebody else, but he's going to give you a brief description of that.
Good evening. My name is Greg Irwin with Irwin Partners Architects, and we're looking at a piece of property there at 1919 Brea Canyon Road for a 110-unit assisted living project. It's a 3.5 acre site, and so we are in the research process right now. And part of that is reaching out to the community to notify, to take input for any of those neighbors or people that are interested in learning more about what we're looking into. So we just started here not too long ago. and are doing the background and the research on it. So if there's any questions here, or we can pass on more information.
Is that the hill, empty property on the hill in the corner of Pathfinder and Bray Canyon?
Yes, yes, right there. There was originally going to be a church there, I believe, at one point, and a couple other things.
I know that they had started paving it and they put some street lights there at the spot that I'm thinking of. It's the corner of Pathfinder and Brea Canyon.
Correct.
Brea Canyon cutoff, isn't
Correct.
it?
Yeah, so that's the northwest corner.
Correct.
Okay.
Any other
Yeah.
questions?
It was going to be a red light.
It'll be 2 stories.
That's not huge.
Not huge.
How many units?
110 for assisted living and memory care.
I'm sorry, when does that start?
We're just researching it now.
Okay.
So we're going through the process. We still have to go through the county and everything for approval. So we're just starting. So we wanted to come early and start reaching out to the neighbors early.
There's a question in there.
So it's just an assisted living facility?
Assisted living and memory care, but California memory care is licensed under assisted living.
So not like apartments? It's
No,
not
no.
like the senior apartments, assisted?
No, average age will probably be over 85 years old.
I was going to ask, do you have any art renderings to show us what this is going to look like?
Nothing at this point. Like I said, we've just started. We've started with, the site plan and figuring out what we can do, but we haven't gotten that far yet to move to the point of putting all that together and submitting to the county yet.
Could you explain real quick, what is an assisted living facility, like a retirement
So
home,
assisted
or-
living community is for those people that need help with daily living. So there's food, they help with bathing, they help with dressing. You're not bedridden for the most part, so you're not into skilled nursing. So it's a level of assisted living before you get to a bedridden skilled nursing level.
Got it, okay, thank you.
Whenever there are planned projects, like we just went with Royal Vista and the 500 and some and the projected 1900, they always have to inform the community. There's steps they have to take. And one of the steps is to inform the community. So that's one of the first steps they're taking. And then they'll go on to other steps, and then, they let the community know what's going on. So we thank them for coming and informing us with their projected project. And we thank God it's not a 1,900 unit project. That's at the golf course.
Yeah.
Yes, that's at the golf course.
So these are apartments?
Well, there's a 564 homes, duplexes, triplexes that has already gone through, and then there's a projected 1,900 apartments that's in the process of going through. And we just heard of a third project that's projected to be submitted. So we're talking well over 2,500.
So is any of it gonna stay as open park?
Well, that's what the community needs to let the county know. We need to keep some of that.
And are we still only gonna get 3 sheriffs during the day and 2 at night?
And, not only that, 5,000 more vehicles on the road, on Kalima Road. So it's gonna be a nightmare. So as these projects come up, you need to tell your neighbors, tell your neighbors' neighbors, tell your neighbors' neighbors' neighbors, because we need to let it know.
Already been decided.
The first one has already been decided, but we need to let them know that we're already to capacity.
Yes.
We don't have the infrastructure.
Uh-uh.
We don't have one major street, so we need to make sure we let them know
Just
that.
water power.
Exactly.
Our Rowland water is already at max capacity.
Well, that's what we need to keep telling them when they keep projecting these. Yes. That's City of Industry, and I've heard lots of different things that they plan to do with that. One thing was making it an outdoor mall, like they have in Ontario, but It's, yeah, Victoria Gardens, but I don't know that City of Industry, so it's not really
The
in
only
our
good thing
neighborhood.
about that is it is city of industry. It will not be residential. It will not.
Off topic, but any projected finish date on the Fullerton Road underpass?
Well, that goes on and on and on. That's Rowland Heights' nightmare, that project. You know, we've had people come several times and talk about that. You know, there was the big snafu with, you know, the first company going out of business, and then they had to put the bid out again. And so I couldn't answer that. And I think usually we have somebody from Public Works that speaks on that every so often. In fact, we're gonna have to get her back for an update. So my programs guy is gonna notify her because that seems to be a hot topic that everybody's interested in. So we'll get that information and hopefully she'll come and give us another update. She usually comes every 2 to 3 months and gives us kind of an update. So we'll see if she can come back again. The last thing that I want to go over before we head out tonight is Henry Rule from Walnut Valley Water. The San Gabriel Valley District women's clubs, it's women's clubs from 25 different cities that make up the San Gabriel Valley District. There are women's clubs from Rowland Heights, Hacienda Heights, Montebello, Monterey Park, Pasadena. There are 25 different cities. They're putting on a gala on Sunday, and Henry from the water company bought some tickets. Unfortunately, he's out of town, so he was offering them up to the community. So if there's anybody out there that is available Sunday at 11 o'clock, it's at Fiesta Hall in Whittier, and you get lunch, and it's a Gatsby Gala, so if you have any 1920s attire that you feel like wearing, he says he wants to give them to anybody who's available. So if you are available, and only if you are available, because they need the bodies, you know, so those tickets don't go to waste, please see me before you leave. And he's more than happy to let you have his tickets. So we're opening up to the community. So if you have a free 11 o'clock Sunday afternoon and you just want to relax and have a meal, please join us on Sunday the 26th, which is this Sunday coming up. See me and I'll get your information down. There are several of us already going, so you'll have friendly faces to know. So that's this evening. Our next general meeting is November 10th at 7 o'clock. Brandon, who's our speaker then, do you know?
We don't have one yet.
Okay, okay. We'll let you know who our speaker will be. And like I said, Brandon, we have a new tech savvy person, and he's out there. He's constantly posting on Instagram and Facebook and out there on various social media. So if you don't have our information, make sure you get it from Brandon. In fact, we should put that on our agenda so that they'll have it. So make a note of that we can add that to our agendas. And he usually keeps us up to date on what's going on. So he's really good at that. Well, I thank you all for coming this evening. I appreciate your attendance. Tell your neighbors, neighbors, and we'll see you on November 10th at 7 o'clock. Drive safely.
If you're not a member, if you haven't paid dues, please go get a form.
Yes, definitely. If you haven't paid your dues, please pay your dues. $12.
$12 a year. Yeah.
Excuse me, you post on the Rowland Heights bus?
Yes, I just started.
Okay.